Today, I'm going to talk about the social movement of Mexican Americans, which is called the Chicano movement, happened in 1960s. Chicano movement, with Spanish pronunciation of El Movimiento, is also called the Chicano Civil Rights Movement. It is a social movement started after the Black movement with the aim of fighting for equal rights and freedom of Mexican Americans. Chicano movement not only wakened up Mexican Americans' national consciousness, but also pushed their marginal culture into the mainstream culture of America. Firstly, I want to start with the word Chicano. Until now, it is still a controversial word in its origin. In etymology, one explanation to the word Chicano is that it is equal to the word Mexican. But others may think Chicano is a word used by Mexican American middle class to describe the Mexican American grassroots and poor people. In 1968, the main force of Chicano movement was the new generation of Mexican American students who called themselves as Chicano family. Desirably, the students were recognized by the bottom of society, and the word Chicano was slowly nationalized. Gradually, Chicano became more and more popular with the purpose of illustrating new recognition of politics and culture. And finally, it was acknowledged by the academic circles of the United States to describe all Mexican Americans, regardless of their identity, occupation, and education. The origin of Chicano movement can be traced back to the World War II. During the war, Mexican Americans fought side by side with other American migrants at the risk of their lives, and they believed that their patriotism would surely gain much respect by the society afterwards to achieve their American dream. However, as the economy advanced by leaps and bounds in the United States from 1945 to 1960, most of the white people improved their standard of living, whereas the minority groups like Negroes, Asian Americans, and Mexican Americans were confined in the outside circle of the society. This inequality made Mexican Americans feel indignant, and they began to form different associations to fight for their rights and benefits. In Texas, for example, the Mexican activist Rodolfo Gonzalez and nationalist activist Jose Angel Gutierrez built up El Partido de la Raza Unida in the southwest area in order to strive for freedom and equality of Mexican migrants. All these social activities laid a firm foundation for the subsequent Chicano movement. In the 1960s, social movements kept rising one after another, which made the United States stay in a big turmoil. At that time, the Black nationalist movement in the United States and the Negro groups' rebuke toward racialism resonated with Mexican Americans. Those Mexican American students strongly felt the vitality and power of those social movements. Their national enthusiasm was greatly provoked. Simultaneously, their parents' suppression also stimulates their sense of revolting. Therefore, start in 1965. Those Mexican American students began carrying out different kinds of activities with the Center of Chicano in their campus and publicized Chicano ideology. In 1966, Mexican farmers initialized the Star County strike, but it finally failed due to the restraint of local government. In 1968, Mexican American students in the states of California, Texas, Colorado, and New Mexico stepped out their campus and began marching for the national rights, and that action formally meant that the Chicano movement was launched. And it actually moved out from the universities and moved into the society as a whole. At the end, the Chicano movement not only greatly changed American people's attitude toward Mexican American, but also raised the creeds of Chicano among Mexican American group. Similar to the change from Negro to Black of African American in 1960s, Chicano had become a new terminology for Mexican American race since that time. The terminology contained the pride for Mexican traditional culture and the revolt for the oppression and discrimination of Mexican nation under the control of American people. And the word Chicanismo had become a recognition of the concept of strong nation among young generations of Mexican American. After the 1970s, Chicano became widely known by all the Mexican American families. In conclusion, the Chicano movement firstly strengthened the internal recognition of Hispanic group and changed the social status of Mexican Americans. Secondly, it emphasized the significance of Mexican culture and propagated it largely to the society. Thirdly, it wakened up the gender consciousness of women and promoted gender equality. Fourthly, the movement aroused the concept of root of Mexican American and aroused the study of Chicano culture, history, and literature among American academic circles. Finally, and more importantly, the Chicano movement allowed Mexican Americans to find out who they are, the one with a blend of Hispanic, Mexican, and Indian descent, but the blend of Anglian, Saxon, and American culture. Thank you.